Gemini Create Image tool allows you to build some truly incredible infographics. But if you're using it for professional or technical work, there are a few things you need to watch out for. Let's start simple. We will create some infographics, but we are going to stumble into a few common problems. And I really want you to see the problems so you know how to address them, identify them, and know what to expect from AI-generated infographics. Using Gemini or NotebookLM to create this is surprisingly conversational. On a new chat, I will go right here and paste my prompt. You can use fast, but if you use thinking or pro, you will be getting much better results. On this example, I will use the thinking. And that's pretty much it. I want something simple, an infographic of lab equipment for children. I'm going to run the prompt. We get back a response. We have a breakdown of the response, and then you will get it. Maybe you didn't notice I used the tools. I'm not using all tools. If you want, you can go just to create image and it will create the image. Let's see how this looks. I mean, it looks great. Let's try a new prompt. On this one, I will go to create image, and then I'm going to go right here and ask for something simple, an infographic about photosynthesis explained for adults. The infographic will be a little bit different. It's for adults. So when you ask for an infographic, providing a little bit more information will get you better results. We get it back, and on this occasion, since we are using create image, it's not giving us anything back. It's just creating the image, and you do get the link to go and see the sources. It took all this information from these locations, and this will be important in a minute. If I open this, it is a little bit more, let's say, crowded, but again, the response is just amazing. So yeah, it's just fantastic. It's pretty incredible. Let's just push it a little bit more. This works amazing for well-known general topics. But when you need to create something super specific, that's when the wheels starts to come off. The first rule is that you need to be precise. And when you get an infographic, you need to know your stuff. If you prompt to get something and you have no idea about that topic, how can you validate that information? I'm going to start a new chat and I'm going to paste a prompt. And I know the prompt, it's a little bit long, and this is not even the final prompt. If you want a document with all the different prompts that we will use in this video, comment prompt down below and I will send you the link. Even though the prompt looks complex, it's just really simple. I'm just asking for a photorealistic 45-degree isometric 3D render. Then I provide instructions for the layout and annotations. I want a hand-drawn type of style, and then inside of the callout boxes, I just want the technical information. And at the bottom, I'm just defining the style and composition. As an output, I want a 1:1 type of ratio, so a square. But that's it. At the very top, I'm saying element and item. This is because it is a template that it will go to you. So here, I just need to ask what I want. Now, you don't need to follow with me. I'm just going to do it and show you the problems. I want an infographic of an electric guitar. Now, I know guitars. I've built guitars with my own hands. Why is this important? Well, you will see in a second. My instruction will be getting an infographic of an electric guitar. As before, using the thinking or the pro or the ultra, it works a little bit better. Right, so we get it back. And from the distance, it looks fantastic, but if we look closer, we start seeing the problems. I see this and I can instantly say, there's something off. Most things are correct though, but still it's a little bit off. If I didn't know anything about guitars, I would think this is perfect. And that is actually the problem. If I look here, the pickups are fine, everything is fine. But usually you get something weird. And it's this. What is this? It's trying to portray the back part of the tremolo, but this is not how it looks. Sometimes you will be getting batteries, which you might be getting on some guitars, but not on this guitar. And the batteries will be on a weird location. Sometimes you will even get a microchip. So yeah, I've seen microchips on guitars, which is something that doesn't exist. Now I'm going to do the same test. I'm going to copy all of this and then go right here at the bottom. And it's the same prompt than before, but instead of asking for an electric guitar, I'm going to ask for an espresso machine, and I'm just going to run the prompt. When we get it back, I really got to say that it looks great. It looks fantastic. Maybe if you are an espresso machine technician, you must be saying, there's something off. But in my case, I just like coffee. I don't know anything about espresso machines. Nonetheless, this looks great and correct to me. And here is the problem. Gemini often hallucinates technical components. It doesn't have the capability to fact-check every internal bolt, wire, chip on a very specific technical render. And the problem, it's not Gemini itself. It is the underlying model that creates the image, in this case, not a banana. And what it's doing is trying to guess what's inside of the machine. It's imagining that. What can you do? Well, you cannot do much. You can control what comes out of Gemini, but you don't have like 100% control over what creates the image. Nonetheless, I'm going to show you a couple of workarounds. The first mistake, it's being too generic. Instead of asking for just an electric guitar, you need to be a little bit more specific, like the model, the brand, the year. This rule applies to everything. And what I want an infographic of this very specific guitar. And I know I will be able to validate this very specific guitar. Why? Well, I own one. Let's put it to a test. I will go right here, use the same prompt than before. And I'm going to say an Ibanez AZ2204. So I'm providing the name of what I want. I'm going to put it to a test again. When we get it back, I can see that it's just much better, just right to the point. Most of the things that we get right here are correct because Gemini, what it does behind the scenes, it goes to the web and tries to find information about this very specific guitar. And again, most of things are correct. Some of the things are a little bit weird. So just providing the model, the year, and the brand will make it like 80% better. Then we have the other problem. On this image, we have a lot of things going on. And maybe I just don't want all of this information. I want some of this information. We can be a little bit more precise by adding a component details to the prompt. And this forces the model to focus on very specific parts of the infographic. I'm going to start a new chat. Sometimes when you create the same infographic on the same chat, it can get a little bit confused. And this is my new prompt. I'm asking for Gibson Les Paul standard, but on this occasion, I'm adding a primary focused, detailed Gibson Les Paul standard description, and then I'm adding more information of the different parts that I want. I want information about the body, the electronics and pickups, the hardware, and the neck and the fretboard. So again, more information, less hallucinations. Let's run it and see what we get back. Once we get it back, we can see it's a lot less crowded. It's a little bit more simpler, but correct, and it's right to the point. We don't have a million things going on right here. This is because it's following my instructions. So this proves that we can control the narrative of the infographic. Then you have the other thing. What if you want to use your own fonts and descriptions? Well, you can. If you want total control, instead of asking to complete the different callouts, you can ask to leave them blank. To avoid confusion, I will start a new chat, and it's the same prompt than before. If I scroll down, you will see something that says layouts and annotations. And these are the instructions of how we want the callout boxes. Instead of asking for detailed technical information, I'm just going to delete all of this, just kaboom, and I'm going to paste new instructions. I want an empty hand-drawn style of rectangular callout, and then I want a clean blank technical callout. So I'm asking for an infographic, but I don't want any technical information. I want to add it myself. As before, I will use the thinking. Let's just run it and see what happens. When we get it back, we can see we get this guitar with all the callout boxes ready to be completed. And now you can take this into Photoshop, Figma, or even Microsoft Paint to add your own 100% true factual labels. And this is the point of this video, trying to create something that is just precise. You might be wondering why not using a gem or maybe taking this to NotebookLM. We can attach PDFs, documents, links, manuals, all of this just to avoid the hallucinations. Of course, yes, you are on the right track, but there's a catch. Like I mentioned before, the reasoning part of the AI will be perfect, but the problem is the image generator that is just maybe drawing or imagining crazy parts. However, using a gem or NotebookLM will minimize the factual errors that you get on your infographics. Here on NotebookLM, I'm going to copy the link to that web page. I'm going to go here and add it as a resource. You can add links, PDFs, documentations, and anything that you need to get factual information. Now then, at the right side, you have the icon for infographics. If you want to customize the infographic, I'm just going to click on the arrow and you have a lot of options. I will select landscape and then I'm just going to click on professional, and right here at the bottom, we just need to provide a little bit more information of what we want. And here on this prompt, I'm going to paste what we did previously. There is no extra information about the guitar. It's just the objective with an Ibanez 2204, the layout and annotations, and the style and composition. And then I'm just prompting for the aspect ratio, but I'm just going to remove this one. And that's it. We just need to click on generate. One thing you need to be aware of, this will take a minute. Once it's done, we just need to go right here, click on it, and we will be getting the infographic. Okay, so we get it. Is this super cool? No, it is not. It's fine. I mean, the information of what we get is somehow correct, and it's fine. You know, the information, it's correct. But again, the problem is not the Gemini part of this equation. It's the image generator that is just confusing things. This is a bad generation, but I know that if I run it a couple more times, I will be getting something awesome. But always know that the image side of things sometimes could be a little bit off. The goal of this video was to show you how to build this graphics while staying aware of the limitations. And the conclusion is that you need to fact check everything, especially when you talk about something super detailed or something super specific or technical. Do not hand off an auto-generated infographic to a client because, you know, you might get into trouble. Okay, so if you liked all of this and you learned something new, hit a like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Don't be a stranger.